What's good, y'all? Friday. Yes, bro. We just hit 100 subscribers. Let's go, bro. It's a crazy thing, bro. Greaser, he had we was at lunch. Go follow him. Go subscribe to him. It's Greaser Plays. Leave it up right there. He actually told me that he was like, bro, you growing, bro? Like bro, how you growing so fast? I was like, what? I'm growing. I went to go look at my channel, bro, and that stuff said 122 subscribers. I'm like, ain't no way, what? And then I went to go look at that Corey Kenshin video, and then it had like 4.2K views and all that, or something like that, some K views, and I had 300 some likes. I'm like, what the world, dude? Y'all, thank y'all for subscribe. Bro, I can't talk. Thank you for subscribing to me, bro. I got 133 right now. That video is at like 25K subscribers now. Thank y'all so much for subscribing to me, because you could have just viewed the video and liked it. You didn't even have to subscribe. Thank you, bro. Thank y'all. Now let's get into the Friday. I keep on doing that. Frightening Friday. Or a shorts party, bro. Let's go. I ain't gonna lie, that sound kind of...
It's unfortunate how some things that used to be fun and magical could be ruined by one thing or another and become boring, embarrassing, or downright depressing. Like last Christmas, my entire extended family reunited at my parents' house for the holidays. Now, there's a certain age in between childhood and adulthood where stuff like Christmas rituals come off as more cringy than anything else. And out of all the people there, my cousin and I seemed to be the only ones in that boat. So when the whole family, my parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and nephews, and everyone else started singing Christmas carols, my cousin and I traded a silent look from across the room, which screamed, "Let's get the heck out of here." Sure enough, we knew just where to go. The gigantic public ice skating rink in the center of the town's prided park. Around that time of year, it was always open late, and it was always packed. Say what you will about how ice skating looks. It's one of those things that's truly fun for all ages.
I just went ice skating.
Especially if you like watching newbies repeatedly eat facefuls of ice. My cousin and I skated around for about an hour or so before we decided to take a break. The monumental Christmas tree which loomed over the rink had a number of benches around its base, so that's where we elected to rest our ankles. But we barely had the time to loosen our laces before we were approached.
Just look how this dude is built.
You big ass hairy jalapeno.
By a man dressed up as a cracked out Grinch. "Good evening, boys. Having a fantastic Christmas? Get any gifts?" Yeah. Only lame ones. "Oh, that's just perfect. Santa Claus is just a big fraudulent butterball, isn't he? Well, I'm not." Dude, I can tell you put that green on with Sharpie. Your hair's just right, though. Forget about that. When I say you'll get a present from me...
Shut up, bro. I'm just gonna leave you behind.
Oh, yeah? Like, what'd you steal from Whoville this
I wouldn't even
year,
be talking
Mr.
to you
Grinch?
anymore, bro.
That's when the Grinch put on the most wicked of smiles and revealed from a scrappy sack a brand new PlayStation, still in its box. My cousin and I both changed tunes the moment we saw that.
There's rocks in there.
"You want this?" "Yeah, of course you do. But if you want it, you gotta do me a favor. A trade. You gotta climb to the very top of that big ugly tree and fetch me the crowning ornament." My cousin and I traded an uneasy look, then looked up to the top of the tree.
Who's gonna do that? You just keep that PS5. I'm already scared of heights.
Up there, man. I mean, there should be, but... Oh, it's there. Sure as a forgotten New Year's resolution. It's there. All right, man. I'll take you up on that. Make sure he doesn't leave, cuz. Before I could do anything to stop him, my cousin hopped the fence around the base of the tree and started his way up.
It's the fact you would do anything for a PS5,
I kept one eye
bro.
on him,
I mean, I wouldn't do nothing so deadly for a PS5. Like,
within a few seconds, I started to realize
something way easier, like,
invested in my cousin's climb
like,
than either of us.
draw a good
His
picture or
black,
something.
Pearly eyes gleamed with
Just be
anticipation
quiet,
and
bro.
glory, fixated on my cousin as he inched closer and closer to the top. Soon enough, some of the other people around us took notice of the man climbing the tree, stopping to point, gawk, and take pictures. Finally, when my cousin made it to the top and still saw nothing, he shouted down to us, "Where's the ornament? You are the ornament!" The Grinch shoved the PlayStation into my arms and came within an inch of my face as he said, "Merry Christmas, kid." Then, he ran towards the tree, hopped the fence, and threw his scrappy sack onto the ground at the base, pulled a lighter out of his pocket, and set it on the sack. I don't know what was in the bag, but as soon as the little flame licked the fabric sack, it shot up into an intense tower of fire. The Grinch yelped and jumped back, fleeing from the scene, and laughing with despicable glee as he ran. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals! By the time I looked back to
you don't need to say that.
Fire had already consumed the base of the Christmas tree and was climbing with ferocious speed. Everyone at the rink now took notice, shrieking and panicking, as if their life was in danger.
Get away from the tree! You just gonna sit there.
Up there, frantically
Not
trying to
him.
climb
I'm talking about
back
the
down
people that
to
was
no
standing
avail.
right there.
I could see the fear on his
Bro.
face and the terrible decision.
Your cousin need to call the fire department to come save you, bro.
And that's when he jumped. He collided with the widening inferno wrapped around the tree before hitting the pavement, tumbling through the crackling flames before disappearing into the hellish orange smoke at the bottom. I rushed over, dropping the PlayStation on the ground and jumping the fence. The hot metal burned my hands, and the smoke poured into my lungs, giving me scar tissue that I can still feel to this day. I fumbled around in the zero visibility haze until I found my cousin and pulled him free from the fire. Out in the open, I could see everything. How mangled and charred his body was.
Oh my
I thought he
God,
was dead.
bro.
I just sat there in shock next to his motionless body until the ambulance came and took him away. I want to say that luckily he did survive. But if you've ever heard what recovering from full-body third-degree burns is like, you'll have no trouble believing me when I tell you that my cousin himself said he'd rather be dead than deal with the pain. He was in a coma for weeks, and when he woke up, he had no skin at all. He didn't leave the hospital until just recently, and I don't think he'll ever look or act the same way ever again. And as far as what we got out of this, when I took the PlayStation box home and opened it, there was no game console in it at all. Just a couple bricks and an oversized star ornament, and with it, a Christmas card scrawled with chicken scratch that read, "Here's that ornament you were looking for. Merry Christmas."
Dude. That was good. That was a good, oh my gosh, bro. No. Oh my gosh, bro. It's been 2 years since we did a Fighting Friday, bro. That made me shook. I'm not gonna lie. That made me shook, bro. Oh my gosh. All right, this one is called 3 Chuck E. Cheese horror stories. We can react to this whole thing. Nah, we're gonna react to 2. Yeah, we're gonna react to 2. 3, 2, 1. Terrence Nicholson.
I've been driving for 2 days on a cross-country road trip, only taking breaks to sleep and refuel. I was somewhere in the middle of nowhere when snowflakes started to fall on my windshield. By the time I made it to the next exit, the visibility was too poor to drive in. To my surprise, not far off the ramp, there was a Chuck E. Cheese, just sitting by itself in a parking lot with no other buildings around it. It was nighttime, but the lights were still on. The inside was just as barren and empty as the surroundings. It was dead quiet, dimly lit, and to my disappointment, very drafty. Only one other customer was there taking shelter with me. A nice-looking girl sitting by herself. She looked up at me as I entered, so I walked up to her table and tried to strike up conversation. Hey, bet you thought you'd never seen one of these places out here.
I sure didn't. Kind of popped up out of nowhere. But it's nice, isn't it?
I looked around and lied. Sure, it's pretty nice. It's better than black ice.
So, what are you doing in the middle of nowhere?
Going home for the holidays, seeing the folks, and all that.
Oh, that's great. Me
Good
too.
conversation.
Hey, you want some
Conversation
pizza?
skill.
I ordered a pie, but they do 16 inches. I can't finish all that.
Oh, don't worry, I'll help you. Right as I sat down across from her, the pizza came out. It was gone in minutes. I was already starting to like this girl. It's not every day you meet a girl you can peg out a mediocre pizza with. Afterwards, we decided to mess around in the arcade. The girl went to the bathroom as I walked up to the cashier. He was this old shriveled husk in a cheesy uniform. I held out some cash and asked, "Hey, can I get this in arcade coins?" The old man took the money, then said something completely out of the blue.
Your girlfriend's looking tastier than our pizza.
Excuse me? The cashier ignored me as he counted the coins. It was then that I noticed the mascot. The rat stood in a corner behind the counter,
I'm leaving.
motionless,
I'm leaving.
staring with
They
those
probably put some in
empty
their
black
food.
eyes.
Now you two have fun.
The cashier dumped a pile of coins
I'm
into
leaving.
my
They probably put some in their
hands.
food and
With that
everything.
as a
Look how dark this place
pass,
is.
I
I'm
rushed
not
away
coming
from the
here, bro.
counter and did my best to
This
forget
stuff just
about what the
irritates
guy
me, bro.
said.
If
Unfortunately,
it's in the middle of nowhere, why
that's
go
when I
to?
saw how
Why go
lame
there?
and defunct
If
the
you see no
arcade
one there for real,
was.
why go there?
All the good games were out of order, and the only games
That
left
girl
were the
might be up to
boring
something too,
gimmicks
you
that
never know.
scam you out of your coins. But I'd already paid for the coins, so I decided to play anyway. The best thing they had was this claw machine with stuff like iPods and Bluetooth speakers for prizes. Of course, I couldn't get a single thing to drop into the bucket. The whole time, I could feel the eyes of the rat mascot all over me as he stood in a corner. I started to get frustrated, so I excused myself to the bathroom to calm down. I was only in there for a minute, but when I got out, the girl was gone. I looked around frantically, but I couldn't find her. The claw machine we were using just a minute ago was now covered up with a curtain and had an out-of-order
What if she the
sign taped
mascot?
onto it. And that rat mascot was standing right beside it, still totally motionless and still incessantly staring. I hustled up to the cashier once more and asked, "Have you seen the girl I was with? She was just here."
She left, sir, and you have to leave too. We're closing now.
What? But we
We
were...
are closed! Leave so I can go home!
But I literally just...
Leave us alone! I'm calling the cops!
Okay.
Oh
I
my
looked back at
gosh,
the
bro, this
mascot
man can
claw
voice that
machine
good
one last
too, bro.
time. Its eyes had been following me from the moment I stepped foot in the place. I had no problem with getting away from that thing. I headed for the door, but when I got there, I stopped. I heard a noise, a thud, a rattling, and the faint echoing voice of a girl. I turned back to see the rat standing right in front of me. It was standing really close to me now. I could hear
That is the
person
girl,
inside
bro.
breathing heavily. I wanted to run past him and look for the source of the noise.
That gotta be the girl, bro.
I had
Ain't
no
no way.
idea how strong the guy inside the suit could have been. Reluctantly, I turned away and left the building into the fallen powder outside. As soon as I left the building, the light shut off and I could no longer see anything inside. I made my way to my car to sleep until it was safe to drive again. Except, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't stop thinking about that girl. Where did she go? I never even learned her name.
She in that.
To this
She
day,
in that costume.
I worry if I let something terrible happen right under my nose. Unfortunately, I don't even know where exactly I stopped that night. And without a name to give, there's not much help I can give to anyone who might be looking for her. It's a shame, really. She was very nice.
I think it's safe to say that deciding to work at Chuck E. Cheese was the worst decision I've ever made in my life. I only did it because I thought it would be easy.
Oh
I
my
went there
gosh!
often
All
as a
this time I
kid,
thought
and the
she was
owners
like
remembered me, so
she was.
getting
I
the
thought she
job
was
a
the
breeze. What I
mascot.
hadn't
She
counted
was
on was
captured,
just how
bro.
ugly the other side of
Bro, don't ever, bro. Do not stop. Do not stop. If it's bro, I guess this is for the girl too. Why didn't they even stop at a Chuck E. Cheese in the middle of nowhere? Don't go there. Don't go there unless there's a lot of people there. Not a lot, but like I don't like going places where a lot of people at. But still, like if it's like no one there and it's just two people working there and it's in the middle of nowhere, you should be on the go, bro. Like you should be gone. Like don't even stop at this place. True Chuck E. Cheese Horror Story 2.
I think it's safe to say
Narrated by
that
the
deciding to work at Chuck E. Cheese was the worst decision I've ever made in my life. I only did it because I thought it would be easy. I went there often as a kid, and the owners remembered me, so getting the job was a breeze. What I hadn't counted on was just how ugly the other side of the business turned out to be, and not just because the bathrooms and kitchen were in stark violation of health codes. The owner, who I once thought would be a gentle, caring old soul after so many years of working for children, was actually one of the nastiest, most inhospitable individuals you could possibly have for a boss. He was always breathing down the employees' necks and micromanaging them, constantly giving us new tasks. We were understaffed most days since it seemed that Chuck E. Cheese was a pretty undesirable job. I ended up doing just about everything I was told I needed to do, except cook. But out of all of us, the most overworked was the mascot guy, without a doubt. For so long, I never even saw the man beneath the costume.
Oh my.
There was hardly ever a time that he wasn't in character and out on the floor with the children, except for a few minutes to prepare before his scheduled shows. One day, I got to see more than I bargained for. Just how strained he was. I was cleaning off a table that was right next to the stage. Chuck was performing at the time. I glanced up at the mascot for just a moment when I saw a single drop of blood dripping from the corner of the eye of the mask. I couldn't believe it at first. I froze, watching the thin red line stream down the face of the children's icon. I think whoever it was beneath the mask felt my stare. He started acting strangely, diverging from the stage routine, tremoring. It was like my boss could sense the lost productivity. He stormed in from the kitchen and barked at me. "Get back to work!" When the mascots saw the owner, they retreated behind the curtain. The children wailed in confusion, sending the owner into a rage. He barreled through a restricted door into backstage. I saw several parents getting upset, ready to fuss at some employees. I decided I wasn't going to be the one they screamed at, so I followed my owner backstage as quietly as I could. I followed the sound of shouting to the mascot's dressing room. The door was ajar. I crept up beside it and peered through the crack. The mascot was slumped in front of a mirror without his mask on. He was sobbing pitifully. When I got a look at his face, I was taken aback. He looked emaciated and deathly pale, as if he hadn't been outside in years. There were cuts and bruises all over his face, like he'd been beaten. "Please, boss, I can't do this anymore. Please, let me go." I could hear the thundering footsteps of the owner pacing around the room.
Bruh.
"Shut up, you wimp! God, you're such a baby!" Why can't you handle a simple job? I'm trying. I just want to go home. Through the crack in the door, I could see the reflection of the mirror. The owner crept up behind the man in the costume and leaned in close to his ear. Well, unless you'd like to find a replacement for the role of
call
Chuck
the police,
E. Cheese,
bro. Call the police, bro. He abusing this man, bro.
That means you're going to stay here and keep the business afloat, okay? You can't go home. You must stay in character. Man, people don't want to work here that bad. I can see why. My curiosity got too intense for my own good. I crept forward just a little too far, and I bumped into the door. It creaked wide open and exposed me clear as day.
No, punch this man.
Embarrassed. Well,
and get that man out of here.
Looks like we found ourselves a new applicant for the position of Chuck E. Cheese, he says, as he kicks the mascot over and steps on his stomach. The owner looks.
This man had probably been on it days and weeks and all that.
Shut the door, buddy. We need to have a talk. You messed up, man. But thank you. The mascot whimpers from under the owner's foot. I think it's safe to say we can become a 24-hour franchise, boys.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. No. You not finna just, bro. You not finna just punch me like that. But man, bro, no, bro, no. Thank y'all. Bro. That last one made me mad, bro. Ain't no way you about to sit there and just, ain't no way you gonna punch me in the face, bro. I am getting up fast and dodging your hits and punch you in your face, bro. What you talking about? All right, yeah, bro. Thank y'all for watching, bro. This is Friday. My gosh, Friday is back, bro. It's back. It used to be called Scary Tuesday and all that stuff. Man, it's Friday, bro. This is the second one. We're gonna keep doing them, bro. And I'm gonna continue to make videos, stream, all that, bro. It's Trill Gang. That's our community. Trill Gang. All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time on the next one. Peace. Like and subscribe.